Century Age of Ashes gets a bit of a release date pushback. RuneScape's latest content has you beat a boss with everything but combat skills. There are plenty of other games you can play while waiting in queue for New World, and the latest goddess in SMITE can really clean up the battlefield. What's good, everyone? James Wan here with your weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of October 1st, 2021. Time to get into the spooky season as fall hits. Starting out the news this week, after delays and anticipation, Amazon Games has finally launched New World on PC. An ambitious MMORPG, New World is buy to play at $40 US, but that hasn't stopped thousands of players rushing to clog the server queues in its opening week last week. Some of the queue reports are 9-hour waits or longer. That is kind of insane. I mean, you could literally play other games while waiting in that queue. Now, if you don't know anything about New World, it's a fantasy MMO with real-time skill-based combat, classless progression, and expansive PvE and PvP content. Basically, it's trying to be the next big MMO. Now, seeing that the game is by Amazon Games, Amazon Prime members can also claim a free pirate pack through November 1st that includes a character skin, emote, and $5 worth of game currency. And some slightly disappointing news from Century Age of Ashes this past week, as its developer has announced it's pushing back its release date to December 2nd of this year. The free-to-play dragon riding battle game was originally scheduled to release on November 18th, but with Battlefield 2042 and Pokemon's remake of Diamond and Pearl releasing on November 19th, the devs decided that it's probably a really good idea to give those games a little bit more space. Playwing is promising to work on the game in that extra time, though. Unfortunately, they've also announced that the game's progression from Closed Beta 2 will be reset due to changes in the game's systems, but beta players will get special booster chests depending on how far they progressed. A bit frustrating, but hey, at least the game is still coming soon. Meanwhile, newly revealed this past week is Phantom Galaxies, a mecha sci-fi online game powered through blockchain and NFTs. The game describes itself as combining open-world space sim with fast-paced mecha shooter and a captivating story. Phantom Galaxies plans to offer avatars, upgradable mechs, guilds, corporations, and more. The current timeline has the game's early access set for mid-2022, so check out the link below if it catches your interest. Remember The Cycle? Jaeger Studios' turn-based PvEVP shooter that was testing in 2019? Well, it looks like the developers decided to put the game through its own cycle and have just announced The Cycle Frontier, a rework of the game, is now in closed beta until November 1st on Steam. This rework fundamentally changes some of the game mechanics, shifting to gameplay more similar to intense shooters with survival elements like Escape from Tarkov. It's still PvEVP with more challenging enemies, but it's definitely going to be different. Worth checking out again if you like these kind of shooters. If you're more of a fan of sandbox-style MMOs, here's a great opportunity for you. Myth of Empires is running its first global closed beta test from October 2nd through October 10th. Myth of Empires is an open-world sandbox game where you must hunt, craft, build, and battle to survive against hostile players and the world around you. The beta test will include crafting, structure building, NPC recruitment, guilds, siege battles, a new trade system, a new weather system, and much more. If you're interested, you can apply for the beta through Steam, linked below. In other news, RuneScape's Elder God Wars saga continues with the introduction of the Croesus Front. This is the first ever skilling boss fight, meaning that players will do battle with mining, fishing, hunting, and woodcutting skills at nodes around the boss rather than battle with combat skills. This means players aren't at the risk of dying during the fight either. Teams will lose if they can't deal enough damage through their non-combative skills instead. Defeating the boss, however, unlocks a tier 90 magic tank armor, a boss pet, a seed bag, a rune pouch upgrade, and 2 new skilling offhands. Pretty neat concept. Halloween is fast approaching, and Smite's getting in the spirit with its latest patch notes reveal that includes the new Celtic god, Cliodhna, Queen of the Banshees. Cliodhna has the unnerving ability to walk into walls, moving freely and using some of her abilities at the cost of her health as long as she remains within. Her abilities can impart silence, deafen, targeted invisibility, and slow, along with some heavy damage. She'll be a true foe on the battlefield, ready to clean up at skirmishes. The new Conquest map, Winter Deadwoods, has also been shown off, ready to give you a dreary setting for battle. Of course, there will be some awesome new haunted skins coming as well. Hi-Rez has also announced its upcoming Hi-Rez Showcase for January 6th through January 9th, including the SMITE World Championship. Last but not least, Dungeon Fighter Online has just rolled out its Season 6 Act 19 update, titled Blades and Bullets. This patch introduces new Neo Awakenings for the Agent, Hitman, Secret Agent, Troubleshooter, and Specialist. To celebrate, you can get free equipment for your agent while leveling up through October 26th. Also, running through October is a special event that lets you collect epic and mythic equipment by challenging Kulifa's dungeons. And finally, for this week's freebie on the Epic Games Store, it's Europa Universalis 4. This is an empire building strategy game originally released in 2013, published by Paradox, which is well known for their strategy titles. If you love the idea of nation building, European history, and strategic plannings, this is a classic worth picking up. But with that said, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. Be sure to stay safe and keep your families healthy. Like always, you can find more information on the news topics linked in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or even more news in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, wash your hands a bunch, hit that little bell icon to get notifications, and of course, share this video. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.